Roster cutdown day is tomorrow. The Patriots will have to cut down to the 53-man roster. But before that, they have placed two more players on the trade block trying to get value before if they have to choose whether to cut them or not. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And before we kind of break into just the two people that were placed on the trade block, we got a little news. And it was another person that was cut, another player, and this comes from Doug Kyed yesterday, and the Patriots have waived injured guard Layden Robinson. And this is kind of a big deal only because he was a second pick. Like, he is from last year's draft class. And this is another player from the 2024 draft class that has just not panned out for the Patriots and has not worked out. You can see, this is the entire draft class, and there's about just one guy on there where it really looks good, and that's Drake May. You got Jalen Polk, who's placed an IR, and honestly, he probably would have been cut if not. You have Caden Wallace, who's a cut candidate. Layden Robinson was now cut, injury waived, so if he does clear waivers, he could go on IR. Javon Baker's a potential cut candidate. Marcellus Dow has torn his ACL. He'll be out for the year. Joe Milton was traded, and Jaheim Bell was released, a part of that first cut wave where he was a part of that 16 players that were released. This might be the worst draft class in Patriots history. It's only a year removed from the draft class, and they have just only one player that can be reasonable in the rotation. That is bad. That is just, Elliott Wolf needs to kind of redirect and kind of think about what he's done because this has set the Patriots back. It's amazing that the roster that they have right now actually has some talent because you use these draft picks. You have to win, and they haven't won on these draft picks. So this is just bad, and big possibility there's only one player left on the roster after only a year. It's pathetic. So I'll ask you guys before we get into the trade candidates. Grade the Patriots 2024 class. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm not going to give it an F because you have Drake May, but it's definitely a D- for sure. One guy. Just one. Come on, man. Hopefully 2025 is a lot better. Going into the trade candidates, which what this video is about, and Vederian Lowe was placed on the trade block yesterday, and I kind of I really laughed it off because he has not been a good player at all. He was a big starter last season, 14 games played, 5 sacks allowed, but we know all about what the Patriots' offensive line was last year. It was ranked bottom 3 in the NFL in pretty much every statistical category, every single one. And this is one of my cut candidates that I had on my 53. I didn't have him making the 53-man roster, but maybe the Patriots think that they could get something out of it. Maybe a 6th, maybe a 7th, I don't know, because he did start 13 games for New England last season. He was a part of that offensive line rotation, but when he was a part of it and playing, not good. Not good, ladies and gentlemen. Like, his PFF grades, 54.0 PFF grade overall, 66.9 pass blocking grade, 45.8 run blocking grade as your starting tackle, like 5 sacks allowed, and that's a big number right there. 13 penalties. I truly don't know why the Patriots are even trying to look for somebody because he's your backup, and you have to have at least some type of backup tackles, but I really just don't think that he's going to be on this team. You revamped the entire offensive line because Vederian Lowe was your starting tackle, and he did not play well in the slightest. I will say, I talk about it all the time with fellow Chat Sports employee Jackson Durham, how Vederian Lowe did score a touchdown last year against the Rams, which is funny, but you can see the offensive line depth chart right now. I have him behind Marcus Bryant, who I think has kind of broken out a little bit to become that backup. But Vederian Lowe does not fit anywhere. Maybe you can put him behind Morgan Moses. Maybe Will Campbell, but I don't expect him to be on this team. Maybe, hopefully, somebody who needs an offensive lineman more than anybody, and they're desperate. They can call up the Patriots and get somebody, but I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening. He's not winning. Vederian Lowe's not winning, but we are killing it in our August sub battle. This is from August 1st to today, which as of this recording, it is the August 25th, and we're killing it. 1,170 in the sub battle. We're beating the Dolphins. We're beating the Bills, and we're beating the Jets. And I want to beat the doors down. I want to kick them into the dirt. So go ahead, sub to the channel when the Patriots make more cuts. If they make a trade, we got you covered, and let's show that we're the best AFC East channel on YouTube. Go hit that sub button right now. And also, while we're doing that, I'll tell you guys about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. Preseason football is over, ladies and gentlemen. We are on to the regular season, which is super exciting, and also, college football is here. We don't have to wait 2 more weeks for actual football. We got college football. Don't miss any of the action on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. I think I'm a smart guy. I like to put my sports opinions to the test, and we're not just doing football. We got baseball, too, because we're in the middle of baseball season and college football season. Prize Picks giving you a max discount on Dak Prescott. The more, just 1 passing yard. Barry and Brown, the Kentucky transfer from my alma mater. Go with the more 3.5 receptions. And then Edward Cabrera, Miami Marlins pitcher. The more on pitcher strikeouts at 5.5. You can make a lineup just like that when you download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link for that will be in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. Okay, back to people who were put on the trade block. It wasn't just one offensive lineman. Tackle specifically, it was a second offensive tackle, and that's Demontrey Jacobs. And we know this is kind of the same exact kind of evaluation of Vederian Lowe and Demontrey Jacobs. Like, this is what the report was. I'm not just making this out of the blue. Jeremy Fowler, he tweeted out, Patriots are in a similar situation to the Jets, who we was talking about. The teams they've talked to consider Vederian Lowe and Demontrey Jacobs potentially available. So like we talked about with Vederian Lowe, let's talk about Demontrey Jacobs. Well, he was even worse than Lowe. 15 games played and 9 sacks allowed. He was your other tackle on the opposite side next to him. And, I mean, you could say he's better than Vederian Lowe, but it's not even by much. The two of them combined helped the Pats get sacked more than anybody. The pass rush win rate was awful. It was bottom of the NFL. And both of these guys, their PFF grades, like I showed you Vederian Lowe's, now I'm showing you Demontrey Jacobs. Yeah, their PFF grades were ranked bottom, like 150 in the NFL. I think Demontrey was less than 140, and Vederian Lowe was 130. Like, these guys are not good. 9 sacks allowed, 11 penalties. Like, run block was 41.9, pass block 43.1. It's just, they're not good, and that is the reason why the Patriots, next to with your guards, you had Cole Strange playing a few games, you had Michael Jordan playing guard, you had Mike Onwenu, like, it was just awful. And then Ben Brown was trying to play center at one point. It was just, the offensive line was not good. And if any NFL team goes back and watches the film, they're probably going to laugh at the Patriots making these two guys available for the trade. If I was any other team, if you're desperate enough for an offensive lineman, I'm not calling up the Patriots. I wouldn't trade Vederian Lowe or Demontrey Jacobs for a bag of chips. Like, if the Patriots, if I wanted those two, I wouldn't give up a bag of chips for either of them because they are not good players. There's a reason why you completely kind of revamped the entire roster. There is a reason why Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf said, yeah, we're taking Will Campbell with our first pick in the draft, number 4 overall. And this was my projection. This is what I predicted. I think Demontrey Jacobs could make the roster. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's kind of looking like it because the backups, not great. I mean, you have Will Campbell. Jared Wilson is a rookie. He beat that spot over Cole Strange in 5 practices. Then Garrett Bradbury, yeah, it's questionable if he's going to be the starting center. Mike Onwenu, and you need a backup right tackle to Morgan Moses. He's up there in age. He's recovering from an injury. It's not 100% that he's going to be 100%. So I think they're going to keep Jacobs on there. Maybe you could go out and get an offensive lineman in free agency. There's not many available, so you kind of just have to deal with that. But I'll ask you guys, would you trade either of them? I'm not, but I'm not keeping them either. So I'll go down in the comments section, type T for trade or type K for keep if you would trade Lowe or Jacobs. And now I'll give you kind of just the whole entire list of the Patriots trade block of what has been reported. We saw from Andrew Callahan of Boston Herald. They put Kyle Duggar up and Anfernee Jennings for possible trade candidates on the trade block, and now we got Vederian Lowe and Demontrey Jacobs. And I will say one thing about Kyle Duggar, because everybody was trying to text me and ask me questions because Ian Rappaport made a report that the Patriots were shopping Kyle Duggar. Well, that came out 4 days later than it was originally reported. So what does that tell me? It tells me that the Patriots were getting no phone calls, they were getting no offers, and they had to kind of leak it out even more to the bigger media because Ian Rappaport is one of the biggest NFL reporters. So that says they're really trying to shop Kyle Duggar. Haven't heard much about Anfernee Jennings. And I will remind you guys that cut day is tomorrow. The Patriots at 4 p.m. Eastern Time need to get down to 53 players. So if they're going to cut these guys, you have to, or you're not trading them, because I can tell you right now, I don't think they're keeping Anfernee Jennings on the roster, and I don't think they're keeping Vederian Lowe on the roster, so they need to find a candidate before the end of the day tomorrow. It's not a lot of time, and I don't think it's going to happen, so we'll see. But if it happens, we got you covered here on Patriots Today, and that's why you subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 29,000 subscribers, so hit that sub button, and as always, let's go Pats.